most important states, but why? From beautiful weather to the booming citrus industry, Florida has a lot to offer. First, I'd like to welcome Stephanie. She's going to be discussing the importance of tourism. Stephanie, take it away.
Well, thank you, Haley. Everyone knows they go to Florida because of the amazing theme parks we have. We have Disney World, we have SeaWorld, we have Busch Gardens, and we also do have Cypress Gardens, but it did get torn down and reconstructed into Legoland in 2011. Disney World is actually the most popular theme park that we have here in Florida, especially Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom is fun for people of all ages, from ages 2 to 92, and even above. Disney World Main Street. Disney World contains things such as Main Street USA, and also has Cinderella's Castle. And there's a fun fact about Cinderella's Castle. There's only one suite, and you can only stay in it for the night if you win a contest. Any other time, you can't say, oh, I'll give you $1,000 to stay in this suite. It's impossible. There's also a lot of secrets that theme parks hold in Florida, such as Disney World. I don't know if you guys know this, but underneath Magic Kingdom, there's a whole secret tunnel system with banks and transportation for cast members, so they stay hidden away from the public eye. And also that there's other things such as Disney World doesn't sell gum because they don't want them to be stuck on their rides, or they don't want them to be stuck on the sidewalks. And it's fun for anyone to go to Florida. That's why Florida is known for its theme parks, which is why I think everyone should give it a chance and go there. So, thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Next, we're going to be talking to Elijah. Florida is responsible for many interesting and wonderful inventions. What inventions have come from Florida, Elijah?
Well, Florida is known for a lot of things, such as its beautiful beaches, lots of sunshine, and the best amusement parks in the world. But it's less known for its world-class inventions. And the first invention, Gatorade, probably the most common one known. It's owned by PepsiCo and distributed by them. But it was invented at the University of Florida in 1965. And it was invented when a UF football coach sat down with some researchers, and they discussed how to replenish body fluids and electrolytes that was lost from the players through the intense heat of Florida. And now it's one of the most popular sports brands. It grosses about $4 billion a year. It's used by tons of athletes. And the second is suntan lotion. Probably not surprised that this was invented in Florida. And it was invented by a guy named Benjamin Green in 1944. He was a pharmacist. He was in the U.S. military, and he was trying to figure out how to protect his fighters from the sunlight in the Pacific. And when he invented it, it was way different than the suntan lotion used today. Ours is all white, and it kind of like disappears into your skin. But the one he had was red and sticky, and it kind of just stood out. It was all red, and it was all gross. And then last, air conditioning. It wasn't really technically invented, but the concept of air conditioning, like bringing the air from outside and making it in a cool air into your house, it was invented by John Dory in the 19th century. And what he had was a box of ice and a tube that connected to outside, and the outside air would come through the tube, get cooled by the ice, and then it would come in your house. And that's how that was invented. And there are a lot of inventions, but these are just a few.
Thank you, Elijah. I know I love Gatorade. I drink it every single day almost. And next we're going to talk to Tishana about the weather, because it attracts a lot of people every year. So Tishana, take it away.
Well, Haley, in my opinion, everyone in the world should move to Florida. Our climate here is just beautiful. The climate has always been Florida's most important and natural resource, which is reflected in its official name, the Sunshine State. So Florida's nickname, the Sunshine State, was adopted officially by the Florida legislature in the 1970s. So in the beginning, we have hurricanes, which brings our rain and our winds and stuff. And our hurricane season here on the Atlantic coast runs from June 1st through November 30th, which means we just got out of it. Florida's actually on a winning streak as we come out of the 2014 hurricane season. It has gone on a record 8 years without a landfalling hurricane. Wilma was the last major hurricane to hit on the land that was over a Category 3 in 2005.
So, that's interesting. What about the beaches?
We have tons of beaches, like so many I can't even name them. But some of our most popular are, we have Palm Beach, which is down next to the Gulf Stream. We have South Beach, Miami, which I'm sure everyone knows, South Beach. You kind of party during the day, party during the night, just party all the time. But, which is one of my favorites. We have Captiva Beach. People go there to see like some wildlife. You can go boating there. You can, it's known for mainly the animals. There's crocodiles, there's
Blue hair. I also saw dolphins as well, not too long ago.
There is like all kinds of stuff there. I just love Florida, the weather. I never have to put away my winter clothes and bring out my summer clothes because I kind of just, go with the flow. Like today, look at our weather. It was dark and cloudy earlier. It was raining now. It is sunny outside and I don't need a jacket. I don't need boots. I don't need any of that stuff. So I think that everyone should move to Florida for the weather because I think it's amazing.
Thank you, Tishana.
You're welcome.
And next we're going to speak to Stephen. The cost of living in the Sunshine State is typically lower than most. So why is that, Stephen?
It's probably because of tourism. You get a lot of tourists in Florida. A lot of people like to go see the theme parks and things like that. So I think that's why. But in some of the bigger cities in the U.S., like New York and San Francisco, the cost of rent per month in like a 900 square foot home in New York is $4,054. Which is pretty expensive, and in San Francisco it's even more expensive at $4,275 per month. And those two cities are actually ranked in the top 10 in terms of cost of living in the entire world. So in Miami, which is in Florida, and it supposedly has the highest cost of living in the state of Florida, a 900 square foot home, the rent monthly for that is $2,027. So, that's still a lot for a 900 square foot home, but compared to some of the other cities in the United States, that's really low. I also work with this person at Olive Garden, and she used to host at the one in Times Square, New York, and they made like $17 an hour because the cost of living is so extremely high. And down here, she's only making about $9 an hour or so because the cost of living isn't as high here as it is there. So $17 an hour seems like a lot of money, but in the big scheme of it all, it's really not when you're paying more to stay in New York than you are here in Florida.
Thank you, Stephen. Have a great day. And next, we're going to speak to Hassan about retirement because that actually brings in about 65% of our population. So it's crazy to think that people come to Florida because of retirement because of the weather conditions, but that's what brings up retirement. So take it away.
Okay, thank you. As you all know, Florida is actually one of the best known for its retirement communities and fair amount of senior citizens. And how I say, with the seasonal tourists, college co-eds drinking and coursing during the spring breaks, motorcycle rallies throughout the year, well known as Daytona Bike Week, and several more throughout the whole state, and miles of high-rises, traffic jams, congested highways. Why would anyone think in Florida would be one of the best places for anyone to spend most of their golden years? Well, it's United States, the mainland, and South Florida is known as the best for the weather. Warmest places during winter. An average temperature around Florida being at 59 Fahrenheit throughout the year round. And that's why a lot of seniors and all the retirees will be looking for a place to live in such great places. As we know, that Florida caters for the retirees a lot. If you look around, there's quite a few retirement facilities in the places like Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Key West, And those are the main known ones, but there are several other areas such as Bentonton. I actually pronouncing them that place that well, but and there's many of these facilities have all the golf courses, resorts, medical facilities right on the spot for the retirees, so they don't really have, be everything within their areas to be able to facilitate themselves. And retirement is also a profitable industry for the state of Florida. So Florida provides some perks such as property tax exemptions and state tax. This part I would want to talk to you guys is going to be about the state tax. Just like in all the federal government, state imposes additional taxes for residents. And but certain states, including Florida, and there are a couple other ones, do not have state taxes. That is the best part for retirees who want to come over here. Does anyone knows anybody from the state of New York? A lot of New Yorkers moves to Florida, state of Florida. And then due to that is because of no state tax. And a lot of law enforcement or a lot of firefighters of New Yorkers would like to retire. Just yesterday, while I was working on the cruise ship Disney, or one of the cruise ships Disney, it was during debark, a young couple, and with their kids came through my lane, and this is going to 10 years veteran police department in New York City. And he said he has 12 more years left in New York, because they will be coming down here soon. Only 12 years. And even children were looking forward to being in Florida after they spend a week or so in Disneyland. Well, tax time is a frustrating and confusing time for everybody. So, again, state of Florida does not collect any state tax. What does that mean to you? Just as what it says, the state does not collect any income tax. Which is that's part of our. The more money we don't give into the taxes, the more money for you to spend. And what's the advantage of living in the state with no tax? Once again, you have more money in for your pocket for your enjoyments. Disadvantage: certain other taxes may be a little higher comparing to overall for other states that you may be paying taxes, such because states still have to produce some kind of revenue to be able to get their money to be able to do other services for the state. And overall, there's not really a whole lot or much difference between a state that with tax without taxes, but again, once they're not paying any tax, additional large amount of tax, it stays in your pocket. I just want to tell you a few other good stuff for retirement purposes for this state provides. Low cost living, we already mentioned that. Warm weather, we already mentioned that. And that was the one that draws the more retirees to our state. And I also mentioned a few that loves to move from New York to here. There are a few other states, New York, Illinois, New Jersey, Michigan, even some from California that moves over here in search of a warmer and lower cost taxes. And it's also, this state is, a few other perks for this state, is easy to travel by air. We have many, many airports, international and domestic. And some other nice things about, again, the tremendous amount of medical care for retirees. It's something that the retired people kind of consider a lot of concern. And Florida remains still the best choice for retirement. And finally, since this state gives us the greatest break to all its residents with taxes and tax benefits, and with this great other enjoyable and affordable offerings such as great lifestyle and great climate year-round, why would anyone want to live anywhere else but Florida? Thank you.
That was great. So that's just a little bit of what we have to offer in Florida. I would definitely recommend it. I've lived here for about 20 years, so I'm going on 20 years. And although we do have hurricanes and some climate issues, sometimes it's rainy season, it's usually August to September, I would highly recommend it. From the theme parks to the beaches. I live 5 minutes away from the beach. I go there all the time. It is so convenient. All my friends love Florida, and I can't imagine living anywhere else. I've been to Georgia, which is even just a state away. During the winter, it's brutal, so I wouldn't recommend it. I don't like snow. I couldn't imagine spending extra money to have to shovel it out of my driveway every single morning. There are draws living on the beach. You do have salt in the air, which can affect your car, but beautiful scenery. We are literally minutes from the beaches, hours away from the top beaches in the entire country, from Key West to Sanibel. Sanibel has great entertainment as well. There is so much wildlife to expect from there, and like I said again, it's just a great state for retirement. So many people, and all of us can attest that living here has been an advantage. And I hope you have enjoyed our presentation. Thank you. Have a great day.